What does cola have to do with a blood test? Let's take a step back. For many infections, we already have effective treatments and even cures, but it is impossible to diagnose these infections on their own. They require a blood test. Unfortunately, where these tests are most needed, the labs to do these blood tests are simply too far away. Building labs is unaffordable, and often when they are, there is no trained staff to run them. Scientists are working hard to create new point-of-care devices, but there's still a lot of work to do before we see these in practice. So people are left untested and untreated, but at the same time in these villages, they can still buy a cola. How do the cola companies do it? First of all, they do things a bit differently in these underserved areas than they do in a city. The products are usually smaller, the services are simpler, they harness local staff, and they use networks to support local sales. Could we do the same with a blood test? What does it take? Collecting blood, usually with a syringe in a vial, preparing and storing the sample, running the test, analyzing the findings, and sending back the results. So what would a cola company do? Make things smaller, using a finger prick of blood like diabetics use instead of a whole syringe. Make it simpler. Do what you can with the people there. Just the sample collection and storage. Use a smart network. Samples are delivered using the same methods that get glass bottles back and forth to a hub, say in a city where you could support a lab and keep the staff to run the test. The labs analyze the findings, and using cell phones, they send back the results to patients. Instead of using technology to build a device for a point-of-care test, let's use technology and local capacity to build a point-of-care service. A simple device to collect blood by finger prick used by local staff. A device built in a rugged container that can be transported using existing distribution channels to labs where the tests can be done, and results sent back with cell phones, bringing diagnostics to those who most need it. A cola-inspired POC service.